Alright, so we need to create some wedges. And I also need to create a slot for the wedges. It is supposed to be a table saw kerf in width and 11/16 of an inch in depth. Now I don't have a tenoning jig, so it's not safe for me to use the table saw to make this cut. I've tried a few different jigs and a few different ways to do it on the table saw, but a little bit too dangerous. My gut keeps telling me bandsaw. So here I am at the bandsaw. And this is how I'm going to do it for all four. Each post on the tenoning end gets a slot for a wedge. Okay, so off camera I marked all the mortises with the tenons, pretty much just traced all the tenons onto there, and then I drilled out all the holes and I started to drop one of the mortises. Still have a ways to go, so let's go clean this one up and finish it and do all the rest. Alright guys, so now we're going to make the feet on the bottom cross. So what you want to do is lay the bottom cross on its side, and this is all just personal preference. I got myself a little pocket ruler, put the stop at 1 1/4 inches, butt it up against the piece like you would a square, and on the bottom here made a little mark. Now that's where the point on your compass is going to go. So you stick that in there, open up your compass until it reaches the bottom corner. And as you would any compass, just grab your line. Take it over to your belt sander, disc sander, bandsaw, jigsaw, coping saw, whatever. Get your foot made. So I'm gonna head over to my bandsaw and disc sander and get that done. Alright guys, so I'm going to make a jig right now to get these veneers cut to the right length and right width. Plans are calling for 2 1/4 inches wide, and I'm just going to round the numbers off to 32 and 35 inches long. Some are 32, some are 35, but let's get this jig made first and we'll get into detail with that in a minute. Okay, so this jig right here, these boards are a little bit wider than 2 1/4 inches, and they are 35 inches in length. The plans call for the veneers to be 2 1/4 inches in width, so I'm going to take these, put a screw in each end, and then run them through the jointer to flatten down the one side, and then I'll get into detail about how I got the lengths in a minute. Let's hop over to the jointer. Okay, so I'm just going to take my carpet knife and just slice them instead of running them down the table saw. And next we're going to glue these up into rings. Show you guys how I got the length for the strips. Okay, so I forgot I needed 9 of these things. I'm a few short. Here's a way to do it if you don't have a jointer. Let me show you. Just simply line it up like so and get yourself a nice sharp blade and start cutting. Now I'm trying to be as conservative with this stuff as possible, because I don't have much and I still need 2 more of these things to work out right, and maybe have 1 extra one, you know, because nobody's perfect. So you want to measure, for the outer rings you want to measure from the outside post to the outside post. Mine is 10 3/4 all the way around. For the inner you want to measure from the inside post, which is obviously 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. Just subtract 1 inch, which is 9 3/4. Perfect 9 3/4 right there. So 9 3/4. Take whatever number that is, you multiply it by pi, 3.1416, and then add 3/8 of an inch for your little strip for where you glue it up. And that's how you determine it. Now 10.75 times 3.1416 comes out to a little bit under, it's like 33.77 something. So I rounded it off to 34. What is it, 34, and I added 3/8, so 34 and 3/8. I'm just going to say 35. And then the other inner ones are 31 and 3/8, and I'm just going to say it's 32. So let's get the gluing. Pretty simple. This is basically what it's going to look like. This fatter one is probably going to go in the center. You want to make sure that you have all your joints, or your glue joints, in the back, all in the same post. So that would be the back. So this is going to be the front. Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Sunday to you. So here's the custom veneer lamp. It's dry. It's finished. And it's not what I anticipated it would be. Just off the bat, I didn't have enough veneers to complete all the rings, so I'm a ring short on the inner and a ring short on the outer. It's supposed to be 5 on the outer and 4 on the inner. I have 3 on the inner and 4 on the outer. So I used super glue also. Big mistake. I would have used like a Type-On 3, the green one, or like a medium CA glue for a longer cure time. And I would have read the plans all the way through completely. This is my first time ever doing like a planned project, really, and working with veneers. And anyways, this is supposed to be 3 9/16, I think, from the bottom. And it's supposed to be 4 7/8 from the bottom. I have this at 2 1/4, and I have this at 3 1/2. There's only supposed to be a 5/8 of an inch gap in between each inner and outer veneer, and only an inch gap in between each outer veneer ring. Like I said, I'm 1 ring short on each inner and outer, so that's what makes the difference. And there's no guts for it yet, but once I do, I will post a quick little 15-second video on Instagram to show you guys how it looks, because a lot of you guys commented on how cool the veneers look. If you haven't already realized, this is a Woodworker 631 inspired project, so salute to you guys. Thank you, Brian and Mark, for the inspiration. If you guys aren't already subscribed to them and haven't seen their stuff, they do beautiful work. Leave a link right here. I strongly suggest you check them out and subscribe. And that's about it. So, if this is your first time flowing by, please subscribe. I appreciate the support. If you're already subscribed, give me a like if you want, and leave me a comment below. I appreciate the continued support. Until next time, keep cutting, stay screwing, and have a good week. Tool Junkie 555716, over and out.